Well, I think many of them are looking at their transaction records, seeing their members transferring funds into places like Coinbase, buying crypto, and so they're trying to figure out whether they should be engaging with their members around this, whether they should be providing services to their members, and then blockchain as a technology, trying to understand what it is and how they could potentially use it for their own technology for leading their credit union. Well, I think most people currently think of it as an investment. So if you want to work with your members, I think it's potentially having discussions with them around crypto, maybe even providing a service where they can buy Bitcoin through your credit union. But I think financial literacy is very important because this is a new technology, it's a new form of investment, and you don't want credit union members just jumping in blindly and you also want to avoid that phone call, hey, I lost all my money and you're to blame. So, helping them understand it, maybe providing some video content, helping them kind of learn how this fits into an investment portfolio, and then ultimately crypto maybe also as it relates to money. So, credit unions are very involved in payments, and people are starting to think about crypto as a method of payment. So whether that's crypto rewards on a card or being able to pay with crypto, I think it's just a matter of time, and so credit unions can start positioning themselves to take advantage of that. Well, first of all, they shouldn't expect it to be profitable from day one. I think like any investment, it takes time to build this out, to start to market it, but it's really about thinking about how do they work with their members to potentially help them invest, and there might be some fees associated with that. And in particular, if that starts to attract new members, so I think it's not just about providing a new service to existing members, it's how do you start to position yourself and really brand yourself as being tech forward, as being aware of this new trend that would potentially attract new members. And then as it relates to cards, offering those types of rewards could increase wallet share and, member engagement with their payment products. First of all, I tell them, I get it. My job is not to try and convince them, or I'm not going to convince them that they're wrong or foolish, because I think we need those types of skeptics, and it's a very legitimate position. I think it's about trying to understand the opportunities and the risks. It's too easy to just dismiss this if you don't fully understand it, and all you see are the headlines and all the problems. It'd be easier to ignore it. But once you start to engage it and you really try and understand it, I think you can then start to understand some of the potential, how it can be used for good. Like I talk about, it's a technology. Technologies have pros and cons, and so credit unions want to figure out how can they use this to achieve their goals, financial well-being, growing the business, because this is part of the future. You don't want to get left behind, but you also don't want to get too far ahead, and so it's just about actively pursuing this at the right pace. I think what surprises me is just all the new ideas that keep coming out. Like, I can't even keep up with it. I teach a course on cryptocurrency, and the content is constantly changing. I tell people I learn from my students. My students are learning things about crypto, whether it's from active engagement or just research that they're doing. And so my classroom is now more of a workshop where people bring ideas in and they talk about new projects that are out there. So that to me points to the innovation. This isn't about people just trying to get around regulation anymore. It's about how do we work with the financial system, but then we provide new services, use new technologies so that we can provide those services better, so we can provide new services. This is kind of the history of innovation and technology, and I think crypto and blockchain are just part of that long history that points to the future. Well, first of all, crypto prices are going to be volatile. This is going to be a rough year for crypto. I think crypto prices have gone down a lot because of the macro environment. I think it's going to be a while before they recover. And so I just want to encourage people, don't take the position of like, crypto's dead. Now I can forget about it and move on. We've seen this in the past. And so I think crypto always sort of comes back and starts to show that potential again. So I think over the next year or two, this is actually an ideal opportunity for credit unions because they haven't missed the boat. This is not sort of like crypto's gone into mass adoption and the credit unions are nowhere to be seen. There's still a lot of skeptics out there. And so if they can position themselves to understand it so that then if their members really do embrace it, they're ready to make that transition. Just to encourage credit union leaders who are out there who are maybe struggling to wrap their heads around it, that this is complicated stuff and it takes time. You know, people ask me when I got into this, you know, I've been in crypto for probably about 8 years now, and I just keep learning every day, and so it's a journey. And so I just encourage them to start the journey, talk to their boards, get the process started so that the board education can help position them for those opportunities when they come up, and ultimately try and enjoy the ride. You know, this is I think it's fun. I'm into it because I think it's interesting, and I think that it provides new opportunities that can really open up cool things that they can do with their members and into the future of financial services.